It's me and Ryan cycling across Indonesia, starting in Banda Aceh, cycling down the western coast,
following down to Lake Toba,
and then making our way over to Nias, a well-renowned surf destination. Continuing our journey south, we're stopping at Padang, making our way across to the Mentawai Islands, where we hope to catch up with some friends.
We then ride along the remote south coast of Sumatra and onto Java. We will try to follow the coastline whenever we can. We keep heading east towards the world-famous break of G-land,
eventually ending up in Bali and finishing at Denpasar.
The whole trip should take us about 3 months.
We were just talking pretty in depth about our surfing and how much we enjoyed it, and not so much how we could improve it, but I mean, well, I suppose what the ultimate goal or dream is to achieve in surfing.
A while back I bought this book called 50 Places to Surf Before You Die, and after reading that there was about probably 5 or 6 locations that were all in Indonesia, so we marked them off on a big world map and said, you know, we want to go to this place.
Dylan came home one day from riding his bike and suggested we cycle through Banda Aceh down to Bali.
Cycle it? I know it sounds a bit crazy, you know, last thing you want to do is cycle for 6 to 8 hours a day and then go surfing. But you know, that's where we wanted to challenge ourselves.
Long way down. This is where we got the idea to film it. A couple of years ago, Ewan McGregor, the actor, and his best mate Charlie Borman, fanatical motorcyclists, decided to trail around the world on their motorbikes.
We scaled it down to our level, just a bicycle, you know, it's your own mode of transport. You can get from A to B, you can do this, you can travel long distances. I mean, you have to be fit, which we're both, which was where the challenge is, you know. I think a lot of bodyboarding movies at the moment have really lacked the adventure and the search for waves, and we're going to take that to the next level. We're going to go to Indonesia and cycle across it on bikes with our boards and everything with us and document it all. And I've always bodyboarded. I've bodyboarded since I was 11, and now, so that's about 11 years.
And he got me into bodyboarding. I'd never been bodyboarding before. Attempted surfing once, couldn't stand up.
You know, he picked it up quickly. He was really enthused when he saw some of the videos I had, and I took him with on some of my first surf trips down south on the New South Wales coast. We got some good waves, and you know, it's just about good times. Finding the waves is what surfing is all about.
Since then, like, we've just been kind of training, preparing, buying equipment, filming.
Yeah, so our level of fitness has to improve. We're going to be doing some races. Just to get our fitness, just to get our technical ability up.
Alright, Dill!
Why chance your life hung up on some crazy scene?
You did it!
Alright, so second place is home. Andrew Fellows from Tsunami.
6 hours and 26 minutes. It's slightly wrong, like, that's when the first car turned off.
Malaria is a huge risk in Indonesia, so we went to our local travel doctor to get some advice.
What sort of cycling do you guys do?
It's going to be touring. So yeah, we're going to be travelling. We want to do from Banda Aceh all the way through to Bali.
Okay, wow, that sounds really good. You're a sort of a different category from, for example, a couple of guys who are going to Bali for a week or 2, or a honeymoon couple going there.
Exactly.
Because you're going to be down and dirty, so to speak.
Yep.
Now, basically, there's 3 types of vaccinations. There's routine vaccinations that are quite important and often overlooked. There's recommended vaccinations,
Got some scars.
which is for people who are cycling for 12 weeks through Indonesia, as opposed to spending a week on the beach at Kuta. And then there's requirement vaccinations. There's no requirements, so you don't have to have anything to get into the country.
I don't even feel it going in.
Yeah.
You're so tough.
5 injections. Where's that one? That's like a lump. 2 in that arm and 3 in that arm. But yeah, so we're on like a 3-week course for the rabies shots. That's going to be interesting.
And then we got an interview or a meeting with the guys that run buff.com.au. Buff specialise in adventure wear. Edward and Ingrid were happy enough to supply us with some adventure cycling gear.
Just take this around your neck, then I show you what else we do.
So you wet it and then it'll just keep you cool and cycle.
It'll just keep you cool. This is like a cool, bandana. Just tie a knot into it. The easiest way is just to invert it.
Yeah.
All you do is put it over your head.
Get your fingers in, like, and pull it up. Pull it over.
Yeah, you see, it's a bit of training in that sort of style. If you have it on all day, it feels so bad.
Yeah.
And here, the buff just takes that all away.
We met with surfing author Peter Neely, who's been travelling to Indonesia since the early 70s.
Stand to them, set up.
Think of the hottest day we get here, the hottest, most humid, oppressive day. 37, 38. It's like that every day.
That time of year as well. Is it like that all year round?
All year round.
Yeah.
Chilean, I think, has a wave. Certainly Ulebo does.
Okay.
But all these towns here were just totally decimated by the tsunami. So you're going to be surfing with lots of traumatised people, but they're delighted to see us coming back.
So we're going to do Lake Toba.
Lake Toba will be awesome.
Yeah.
It's hard going. It's lots of wild jungle. It's amazing. It's either remote jungle or dense population. Things will go wrong, and your attitude to them is what matters. You've got to laugh and go, yep, I knew this would happen. Something will go wrong every day.
Do you think we'll make it?
I think you will make it. I can guarantee nothing will happen how you thought it would, but everything's going to be better. It's going to be more exciting, more unusual things will happen, and it's going to change your lives in a good, positive way. Just approach it with an open heart, friendly. Every stranger you meet is a new friend tomorrow. So every time you see someone, don't think, oh, that's a stranger. Think it's my friend tomorrow. And be friendly, open up, smile, chat to them. You give something, you open up, and they'll become the best mates.
Have a look at this book he gave us. This is the Indo surf that we bought about a year and a half ago. That's what first got us into this whole project. And it's still good, but then he sent us some new ones.
What's in there?
But up-to-date information this year about the latest camps and resorts and the boats and more information, so it's always handy.
We will be living off the bikes for the next few months, so having the right equipment is important.
Now this is my bike I'm going to be taking to Indo. It's a hybrid bike, so it's got road wheels. They're bigger, they're not the 26 inch, they're 28. Another thing about this bike that's different from Ryan's bike is that it's got disc brakes, and Ryan's got V-brakes, which come on the top. So I really wanted the V-brakes, same as Ryan's, because they can be fixed in Indonesia. So other than that, hopefully this thing can get me across Indonesia.
So this is Dylan's bike that he's taking to Indonesia. Mine's pretty similar, a few different changes. This is my one just over here. Good old motorbike. Big difference here really. It's basically got an engine. So no pedaling will be required of me, which is great. I plan to be over there within about a week, as opposed to the 3 months we had originally planned. Seriously though, this is my real bike. I'll bring it around. Overall, basically, it's more of a mountain bike than Dylan's, which is more of a touring bike, which I suppose is more specific to what we're doing. Here's a big strong thing I ordered off eBay. It's connected to the bike in several spots, but basically that's going to hold and secure our pannier bags, which we've ordered and which we've got upstairs. Just bought us a speedometer, a wireless thing, which is important, so we'll be able to measure the Ks we're doing each day, the time, and the total distance by the end of the trip, which we think at the moment is about 3,500 Ks.
Yeah.
So this trailer here, it's basically going to carry our bags. As you can see, it's going to have an extra wheel in here, which will then be trailed behind from this pivot from our back of our bike. So now we're going to find a way to attach the board. No.
It's too hard.
Yeah, well, not that. I don't know how you balance it on this thing.
Well, you can make some extensions for the trailer.
And do like this.
Yeah, out there.
And you could sleep on there.
so cool, man.
That's awesome.
Core, so it's got the stiffness and the fastness of it.
Yeah.
Plus you're waterproof, so if you do hit any reefs or you have an accident on your bike, so something like that, and you take a gash out of this isn't going to take on water, whereas your other ones will. Actually, that'll be one for you doing, because that's quite a wide board.
Okay.
For play.
I don't reckon we need 3 boards. It's just another extra thing, bro.
Alright. Thanks for that.
No worries.
Appreciate it.
Hope you have a safe trip.
Cheers, man.
I'll see you
Thanks a lot,
before
man.
you go.
Yeah, have a good trip to New Zealand anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
So we've just been inverted. Got all our gear, a bag of goodies, a couple of new boards, leashes, and yeah, we're all set to go. Packed up all the stuff in the car and just come down to the end of the spit here with some friends and mum for a bit of a barbecue. So we're just going to have some sausages and some chips, have a beer, and then gonna head off, and this will be the last of the Sunshine Coast for a while. So
After 12 months of planning, we quit our jobs, sold our cars, and said goodbye to our friends. And now we're finally headed to the airport.
And right now we're travelling to the Gold Coast Airport for an 8-hour flight. So I'm meeting Ryan there, his mum's there, and Kevin is driving me in.
hey.
Here we go. We're about to board the plane at Kuala Lumpur.
Things went well with the oversized baggage as well. So we'll see. This is it, walking on the tarmac. Had to fly to Kuala Lumpur, which is pretty exciting. It's pretty cold here, which is going to be quite a change in about 6 or 7 hours. As we flew by the world famous Snapper Rocks, we both sat there with much anticipation and excitement as we were finally on our journey to Indonesia.
We have a stopover in Kuala Lumpur and then a connecting flight the next morning to Banda Aceh.
Hi, is that Katie? It's Ryan Cope from Eat Sleep Surf. How are you? Okay, so I thought that we've got 4 big bike boxes. So I'm not sure what sort of vehicle you've got. But I think just look out for the 2 people sticking out like sore thumbs. Because her friend Joel, the surfing guy, is picking us up in his car, and she's coming on a motorbike.
Okay.
But and the idea is that we would go in the car with Joel, the surfer guy.
Yeah.
With the boxes, but she said if you can't fit all the boxes in, it's like $5 for a taxi. It's about 6:30 in the morning now. As you can see, it's quite dark outside, and I just do some last minute things, and we get ready to head off to the airport again to head to Banda Aceh for later this morning.
Going on? Yeah, so we're just going to wait for the maxi taxi.
So we've got throw bags are on, boxes are on. Paige is waiting to get there now, so it's sort of all ready to go. Katie from the charity Children of Sumatra will meet us at the airport in Banda Aceh. In 2004, on December 25th, the Boxing Day tsunami was a result of the second largest earthquake ever recorded. Banda Aceh was the closest major city to the epicenter of this natural disaster. Which claimed over 167,000 lives in the early hours of the morning. The effects of the tsunami were increased by pop-up faults, caused by parts of the seafloor to pop up in seconds, to elevate the height of the wave to 35 meters, and ultimately caused the complete destruction of Rockna, Joel's hometown.
This is a photo of Joel's village, days after the tsunami.
5 years since the tsunami, some effects can still be seen, including a local fishing boat perched on a house and a steel barge washed inland over 15 kilometers.
Joel then took us straight to the beach and showed us Aceh's premier surfing spots.
The Indian Ocean. Yeah, we just got off the plane now.
We got to Joel's house where we'd be staying for the night. His friend came around and helped us put the bikes together.
Yep. Can you get those in? These ones. Joel owns a traditional Italian restaurant, which is helped run by orphans of the tsunami. He's also currently rebuilding his beach bungalows, which he hopes to attract future travellers including surfers and backpackers.
We head to the beach to watch an awesome sunset. Ryan and I are pretty nervous, but we're also excited about starting the trip.
Day one in Indonesia. We woke up at Joel's house.
Good morning.
And look what's in the street.
Just use the toilet.
Twosies?
Yeah.
How do I?
Yeah, that's alright. Yeah, you can't put it down because your clothes go in the toilet, so you just up there to your knees. And
Is it a comfortable position?
Aim for the hole. Yeah, right.
Aim for the hole?
Yeah. And then you just keep flushing with the water, and it flushes it down.
Oh, I didn't know that was a flush.
No, with the bucket.
Oh, you just keep pouring water.
Yeah, pour water down, and then I don't know how you wipe it. I think you use your left hand, and you just splash some water.
You do that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's culture shock, boy.
So we've come down this morning. It's about 7:30 for another surf, or to try and surf our first waves in Indonesia.
It's not the season for surf, unfortunately. Nias and that is around the winter time in Australia, and for Banda Aceh it's the summertime.
Different. The water is warm, eh?
Is it?
Very good. Some fun ones. And you can see those mountains up there.
Yeah.
How's it sitting there? Turn around, I'm like,
I want to go do that.
we're here. Katie will drive us to a small village in the Aceh province, where there is a school where they will perform a traditional dance for us. Run by Natasha, a volunteer from the UK. She doesn't speak a word of Indonesian, which doesn't stop her from volunteering her time to help these children out. So we're going to get changed just by the brick factory, and then we're going to come back and show them what we're doing.
Many of the kids have bicycles, but they couldn't understand why we would cycle all the way to Bali. One of the kids asked the question, why would you cycle to Bali when you can just fly there in 2.5 hours? Ryan and I didn't really know what to say because we could see where they were coming from. Ryan and I knew a few words in Indonesian, but the kids helped us out with learning numbers.
Remember that.
I don't think I've ever seen kids so happy. They were smiling, chatting to us. It was fantastic.
The children got together and wanted to wish us a good trip. They were more than happy to be in our video. Something like 500,000 a month. So let's have it in the school.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah. Nice. So it's like when we get like a £20 donations. Everything. Yeah.
And yeah, this morning we were setting off on our adventure.
This is going to be our first day of cycling on the road. So they've showed us how to get out of this village and onto the main west road, which is going to take us down the entire coastline. Coming along, like you just see like beautiful scenery, like all the different bays, little islands off the coast, surf coming off them. So it really is like something pretty special.
Everyone looks at you like you're crazy.
It's day 2 of our trip, and it's been a shock.
you know, should we be cycling across here? There's no other tourists, and there's about 20 detours we went on. Ryan had, I'm pretty sure he had heat exhaustion. He was dehydrated, he lost a lot of fluid.
And I was struggling. I had headaches and nausea and couldn't eat, forcing myself to drink, had to take some of our rehydration tablets.
Wiping the sweat on me as it drips.
Dylan's very hot right now. He's complaining.
It's way too hot.
But it is hot.
I'm sitting here right now and I'm just sweating. I'm sweating like I'm on the bike.
But otherwise, yeah, 50k, so we're going to try and pump it out tomorrow and get to Chilang, and then we can relax and have a bath.
So it's 10 o'clock in the morning and it's hot as hell. We're just climbing this little hill. We're on our way to Chilang. Yeah, wave-wise, we haven't really been thinking about surfing. We've been seeing a few waves and stuff, but nothing great. Yeah, it's just really hot. We're still just getting used to it. I've got a heat rash and a numb finger. Ryan's suffered from dehydration on the first day. But yeah, no, it's really hot. So we'll see if we can get to Chilang.
So we miscalculated that. We thought it was 120, in fact it's 150. Anyway, there's a boat from Malabo that goes out to this island here.
So yeah, it'll be really good to stay in a surf camp. We've been cycling for 3 days and it's hard going. But I mean, it is a bit of a disappointment not being able to cycle the whole way. But yeah, we've bit off a bit more than we can chew, I think.
The first 3 days of cycling were very hard, and we didn't take the time to film. We underestimated the kilometres required to cycle each day, so we decided to catch a bus to the ferry port of Labuan.
Fortunately, we were wrong. It's actually tonight, the boat. So now we've got the day to spend around this town, this small fishing village, which is also sort of a busy port for the ferry. So yeah, we're going to go surfing. We found a really, really cool and looked quite big reef break.
We spoke to the guy, he said that some people have surfed here before, so it's just kind of disappointing. We want to be the first, but it's not serious. Yeah, it was big, pretty heavy, and you just feel you can stand up there, and I was like, this cold. And it's just like, I do not want to land on that at all.
You were never true to me anyway. No, you were never true to me anyway. I can't keep loving you, all the misery you put me through. I thought I had a bad attitude, but you gonna make me feel bad. And I can't keep on loving you. I can't keep on loving you.
Yeah, heavy. Scary. So we jumped on the ferry at about 8 o'clock. We got on there early. A couple of hours into the journey, we must have hit, it wasn't even a big wave, but we hit some sort of wave and you could feel the boat moving.
I don't know, there's some commotion and then the panic just spread from the back of the boat to the front to where we were.
And then all of a sudden people were running in and like grabbing the life jackets from our seats. And we're just like, what? And you could see, you couldn't understand any of it, but one of the guys was telling everyone to calm down, I think. And so then everyone was sort of slept with a life jacket. Last 12 hours of just sort of being chaotic and hectic and a bit scary and a bit sort of unknown.
We found Willie's surf place in the Lonely Planet guide. They weren't expecting us, but they still made room for us to stay. Ibu prepared us a good breakfast, omelets and toast. Yeah, we'll go try find some surf after breakfast. Cheers to that.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I'm pretty happy right now.
Well, I'm a tiger, hungry for love. Is what you give me.
Yeah, I'll give Ryan maybe an hour just to chill by himself. So yeah, I mean, no one's around. Got off the ferry this morning, found this place, and yeah, here we are surfing.
Day by day, I heard the
Coral is so sharp, eh? I cannot get over how sharp it is.
for you.
Yeah, so back at the same lake as yesterday. What's it called? Dylan's.
I'm itching between my paws.
Yeah, we swam out from shore, but the camera, the housing fogged up, so I couldn't use it, so I had to swim to this guy's boat.
I look around with hurting times. Oh, can't you see it in my stripes? Don't you see?
Now everyone's catching awesome waves. The second I come into the boat to film. Always the way.
Well, don't you judge me by how I cry. I want your loving, and I take it now. More than a man, I make you see, but you can't cage me, 'cause I break free from you.
I'll go.
And we spend a few days here, and the next ferry is in about 4 or 5 days, so we can't spend that amount of time here. So we're going to be flying out this morning.
Right. Yeah, so good now. I've got my system. I know how it all works. So we're just at the airport now. Now we go to Medan, up to a volcano.
Reluctantly, we had to fly to Berastagi, and we loaded our bikes and head across to the other side of the country.
We made it to Berastagi, which is the volcano in outside of Medan. We caught the bus up. The bikes are on the roof, which was pretty funny. It's so much cooler here as well. The weather's just beautiful. Tomorrow we're actually going to walk in through the jungle, up the volcano, and then into the crater. We're actually above the clouds. Not sure if you can see, but we've come through that valley and another peak over the other side. So we've come over that other peak, come through this valley, around the side, then come up the side of this here. Which just happens to be the volcano.
Well, we're on the top of Mount Sibanyak. Now we're at the top, we're at the crater. Looking down, you can see vents putting out some nasty smelling gas. It's probably sulfur, it smells like rotten eggs.
Yeah, you can see like Berastagi down there, which is the town we're staying in. It's quite big.
They're digging up, taking the sulfur rocks back to the market, and they can use it as compost or medicine.
Just climbed 3 hours through the jungle. Now we're climbing back down. It looks like there's a road.
And we're trying for a big push today in the cycle, in the saddle. And I'm trying to get to Lake Toba, which from mixed reports is anywhere between 120 and 180 kilometres away.
You know where everything is?
Yeah, got my 3 bungee cords, that's all I need. It works perfectly.
We had always planned to cycle to Lake Toba, a world-famous crater lake in the mountains. However, after our detour to Medan and Berastagi, we were now coming into Lake Toba from the other door.
Lots of traffic as well. So he's just getting some fruit to the side of the road. Oh fuck! Carl was so Dylan. There's track on this track! Fuck's sake!
While we sit and watch the
We're going to catch a ferry across to the island. and our contact Katie is kind enough to book us a room already, and she's going to text us the name. Yes, we made it to Toba. We've clocked 70 k's, so I mean it's so flat. And then we just come to the edge here, and bang, we look out at the lake, and it is huge. Anyway, we've got to get to Paprat and then on to Tuk Tuk.
We were really silly not to look after ourselves. We didn't stock up on water. We actually ran out of water.
I'm pushing. Here we go.
And we didn't eat enough. I mean, we had some breakfast at 7 o'clock that morning. And then I basically lived on a packet of biscuits.
It's hard going. Ryan needs food and he's struggling. So, and that town looks a good 20 k's. We'll see if we can make it in time.
So this is the latest. I'm so far behind Dylan. I was walking, I haven't eaten all day, which is idiotic of me. So this man's come past and has offered to give me a lift. Jalan on, Dylan.
Got straight onto the ferry.
We rode for about, I think it was about 10 hours, which is too long.
And then yeah, watch the sun go down as we crossed here to Tuk Tuk. But yeah, this island, I'm looking at it right now, and it is huge. The cliff face is just straight up, and then just goes on for miles, for miles, for miles. So today we are going to hire motorbikes and go zooting around the island.
Doing this trip on motorbikes would make the trip a lot easier. That's not the point, we wanted to challenge ourselves.
That little peninsula, that's Tuk Tuk, that's where we're staying. We basically used the motorbikes all the way up here. And today we're going to go look at the orphanage that's run by children of Sumatra.
So yeah, we're going to take some time out and just check out what they do here and how it all works.
Okay. Actually, they send the children to the normal school, but not in here.
Okay.
They just try to
How
arrange
far away is
all
that?
these things.
Just up the road?
10 minutes walk.
Okay,
10
nice.
minutes walk. Yeah. But it's not a study yet. I
No,
mean,
it's too young.
Too soon.
The children of Sumatra help children with cleft lips or palates. The charity will then raise the necessary funds to complete the complex operation. They will also take care of the child during and before the operation. Here is a short clip from their promotional video.
Veronica came into our care in September when she was 3 years old. As well as having a cleft lip, she was suffering from TB and malnutrition, and was now able to go in for lip surgery. But when she came out of surgery, her mother was finding it very difficult to cope. We had to take over the care of Veronica until we could get a carer from Harapanjaya. Veronica was relaxed and happy with her new carer, and her mother ended up leaving her in the care of Harapanjaya. The rehabilitation centre is giving her all the care she needs. Harapanjaya has great experience with helping people with disabilities. Because of Veronica's malnutrition, her legs were not strong enough to support her. To enable her to learn to walk, she had to have leg supports. Now she is learning fast.
Yeah, we've got some lollies.
We bought some lollies. Did I like it?
Yeah,
Okay?
Veronica.
Yeah.
Mau roti dah?
Makasih bilang.
Thank you. Bilang.
So you can spin it up. Speak any English? Yeah? That's okay. We're from Australia.
Next time, middle school.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're moving on. We're going to go basically get to Sabolga now. And Sabolga is a long way away.
Today we left Tuk Tuk, took the ferry to Parapat, and then we're trying to get our way to Archipelago.
It's pulled in for some noodles from Mimi for lunch.
Sunscreen on.
Speaking unusually loud is because I've got my headphones in. Dylan's really kind of feeling it today. I don't know why.
Slow going.
I've been good all day. I'm quite happy with myself, considering we had such a big day a few days ago. Another 9 kilometres and then we'll be in bed for the night. We made it to Beluge, I can never pronounce the name. Dylan's been feeling down all day.
I feel like I've got a bit of heat stroke. I'm running a bit of a fever, so a little bit of a temperature. We'll monitor me and see how I go in the morning.
Right, so we are just over 10 kilometres out of Baligi, which is on the eastern side of Lake Toba, and we're now heading through the mountain range towards Sabolga.
I'll stop back there.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm happy I made it up. Dylan has been feeling quite crap for 2 days now, and we've just arrived in Taratung. He's showing some strong signs well, he's got a fever, so it's showing why has he got the fever. I'm trying to work out.
Terrible idea.
And one of the possibilities is malaria. Unfortunately, not all medications are 100%. We went to the doctor, and the word swine flu came up.
I don't know what it is, eh? Could be anything, could be a flu, could be anything. Oh, so terrible. I haven't been doing much filming over the last 3 days. I think it was food poisoning that really got me down. First night I vomited and had diarrhea, so I've only vomited once, so I had a fever, which was concerning because malaria, can be a real concern.
But Dylan seems to be doing quite good this morning. He's recovered a bit. He's still feeling a bit nauseous, but he's eating, he's drinking.
So which is good, so I'm glad I'm a lot fitter, ready for Nias.
We're going to go ahead and we're actually going to take the ferry across to Nias tomorrow. So he seems to be up for it, and maybe a week of surfing will do him good as well.
Last night we went aboard Glenn's boat, and he showed us some charts and stuff, and what we could expect.
What's the name of
Where bigger, smaller move. I can move it to any part of the world.
Yeah.
10 knots of wind onshore. But that's a bit of an ugly system. That'll last for 3 days, I reckon.
Mm-hmm.
So how's this for a reef setup? Left-hander? Right-hander.
Looks like a harbour.
Yeah, but we park right here. Yeah. This right-hander is just a killer right-hander. And then the left, it doesn't actually quite look like this when you're there, but one thing when you own a boat is, I've worked all my life just to do all this and go and surf places where you've got to put in a lot of effort to get there. I mean, the rewards of flying somewhere and just jumping off and you're there, it's like, well, you miss that whole journey bit. The journey is where it's at. The journey's where you actually get to think about it. It's the same as bike riding. It's very similar sort of mental space.
But we're going to catch the ferry this morning to Nias. It leaves at 9:30.
Listen to the sound of those engines. Pretty cool. Diesel power, and diesel's so cheap. So we just arrived in Nias, probably the quickest disembark on the ferry we've done so far today. Got the gear off, they were very helpful, they've been very nice, with some nice people on the boat, so they helped us out. Now we've got about a 3-hour drive, I think it is, maybe 2, depending on how fast the car goes, to the surf camp. Yeah, I'm excited, like it's all sort of go now. This is it, this is where the real surfing starts.
They say it's 6 foot pumping, so we'll see when we get there. But I mean, it's about 80 k's, and on these roads it takes 3 hours, so there's no such things as highways here. There's a surfer out there. Here at Timmy Surf Camp, perfect timing again. The swell is like hit right now.
It's huge. It looks like a reverse pipeline, eh?
This is a good view. Okay.
Nice view.
And Brian and I were pretty nervous. We checked out the wave as soon as we got here. Keyhole surf camp right on the break. Anyway, we'll just got some footage of it and we'll do it in the morning. Yeah, so it's day after we've arrived in the morning, and yeah, it's barreling like 6 foot, easy. It's huge. So. Good solid 6 foot sets pretty much coming in. I was out in the boat with Timmy and his mate, and the waves were pumping.
One more cup of cafe before I go. I've been rewarded and I've been told. My mama said don't be lying like Jane now. So I've been praying to Jesus, yeah, to crawl back home. 'Cause I know, oh I know, and I know. One more cup of cafe before I go. I've been turned the highway, but it takes too long. Papa said don't be lying, Jane now.
Other than that, that session was really good. You know, it was just wave after wave. We were out there for like 3.5 hours. By the late afternoon, the swell had jacked up by another few feet. It was pumping. Alright, so this is Lagundri Bay on the island of Nias. Basically we're staying at the Keyhole Surf Camp, which is just across from the break. And this is the keyhole. It's a small inlet in the reef, which basically allows you to paddle out to the surf break really quickly. The surf break is about another 100 yards over there. And so you basically walk along here, jump out. It can be 10 foot over there, and it doesn't even matter. It'll be calm here, you can just jump out. The way you know there's a set, you look further up the reef, and you can see the waves breaking, you can see the set coming through, and then about maybe a minute or 2 minutes after that, the waves come there and break perfectly. So yeah.
Mama said don't be lying, Jane now. So I'm turning over the table on my gramophone. 'Cause I know, oh I know. And I know.
Alright, so we're here with Timmy, who basically runs the Keyhole Surf Camp here in Lagundri Bay. Is Lagundri Bay your home?
Yeah, I born on this island. My original house, my mom, dad lived like 500 meters from the bay.
So how long have you been surfing for here at Lagundri? How old were you?
My age was that time 12 years old.
12 years old.
And then I started surfing in here actually.
Did you learn how to surf because, I mean, back when you were 12 and your teenage years, is that when there were some foreigners coming into Nias? Is that when they discovered it, or how did it come about?
Yeah, we feel like to be tried surfing because we saw people doing it, like Western people doing it surfing. And then so we all feel and say, oh, might as well try it. and we all asked them to using the board. One of them board, and they learn how to use.
What was it like here before the tsunami? Like the wave itself as well, and then after.
Right. The wave was like used to be really big, huge, Lagundri Bay, and then it's just heavy and dry and heavy when it's really big. When it's before earthquake though, and then after the earthquake, the waves is getting better, like bigger, more swirl, and the waves like more cleaner, more line, like like more hollow. The one that people want looking for, like true, whatever.
You see maybe your charter boat and also the surf camp and maybe even Lagundri Bay. Do you think it's going to get bigger, or do you think there's going to be the same amount of Westerners, or how do you see the future?
Will be in the future. We'll like to these places grow up, but will be bummer for surfers. Is too many people coming this way. But once I have idea already, I make my own plan. There's a lot of surf break around here, so why might as well just taking people out there, surfing only hand up.
So taking all the different breaks.
Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah. No, it's definitely a good place to come. Like, it's been a good couple of days here. We'd like to spend longer, but we've got to keep moving on and get and see all the other people in the rest of Indonesia. So,
yeah.
But this is one of the, along the way, there've been only a few places where Dylan and I have said, yeah, we're going to come back to here and with friends, and this is definitely probably one of the top ones to come back to.
Well and truly into the trip now, and Dylan is sick for the second time with the belly. So he's going to take the bomb. What exactly is the bomb, Dyl?
It's 1 tablet to clog you up, and then 2 antibiotics to kill the bug. So they say it works within 24 hours. So we'll see.
Okay, once again we're taking the van to Sarumbu. We're catching a ferry to Asu, and we've come to a really shitty bridge. And so we're moving each plank in front of the car as we go along to keep the bridge going. So we're building the bridge theoretically, which is crazy.
That's how you build a bridge. Yeah, we're waiting on this deserted pier in the middle of Nias. Waiting to catch a boat to us.
It's a bloody ship.
That's a bloody ship, eh? Don't know if we're going to be able to fit the gear on. Might have to leave the bikes here or something, I don't know. Come back for round 2. Mike and Chana welcomed us on, and we've just seen a group of Aussie guys who've been out here for a week or so. They've just headed off now, and we're replacing them. Yeah, we're going to stay around here for the afternoon. There's a small little break over here. After it fuels up this afternoon, we'll head off to Asu and check out the island. Spent the night on the boat last night, didn't really have time to get to the island. Had an awesome sleep in the cabin, and now we're just going to check out the surf.
Asu is located off the west coast of Nias. The island is so small that you can walk around it in about 2 hours. It is home to a perfect left-hand reef break, which has been enhanced by the last earthquake, which rose the island up 2 meters.
So many people come from miles and miles.
Yeah, it's this little piece of paradise out in the middle of nowhere.
They'll stay around.
Very nice.
Mike and Trish took us around the island and showed us some of the projects that they've been doing and basically what their LEAP program is.
Basically, Holidays with Purpose group built the school.
How long ago now?
That's been running for a year now.
Okay.
So they built it in a week.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was awesome. This is Ryan from Australia.
Hi.
Australia.
Nice to meet you. Otherwise, what they'd be doing at home if this, say, the school wasn't here?
They'd be sitting around running around with their friends, helping their parents.
This is the garden project. Basically what we've done is we've used everyday materials that the locals would have.
Yep.
And because what happens is the children suffer from really bad malnutrition.
Okay.
So, and you can't grow vegetables on the island because the coconut trees zap all the nutrients out of the ground. Now the soil that we've got it from a swamp,
out in the middle of the island.
Okay.
And we've transported it in. And we've had to raise it off the ground for that reason of the coconuts. Because of where it's situated and there's a lot of people walking by, a lot of the local ladies come by and see how it's all going. And a couple of them have said, I want to start growing my own vegetables now, which is the whole aim of the project. We've got fish emulsion, which is fish guts and bones and all that sort of stuff, and you put it in a sack and you put it in water and you leave it for about a month.
Compost?
Yeah, or just in a bucket of water and you leave it for a month and it smells absolutely disgusting. But you put it on all the plants and the plants, boom.
Wow.
Yeah. If you go in, you can have a smell. Oh!
You'd upwind from it, that's right.
Just here is actually where Ruby and Chana first started living. When they first came here.
You mentioned that. Wow.
He lived in this chicken coop and they turned it into a little restaurant as well. So they were cooking pizzas out here and for the surfers, because this place used to buzz with surfers before the earthquake, or before the change in government. Well, so water used to be there at that top level there, and then because the earthquake lifted the whole island, the well is now down another couple of metres. Anako Islands got zero help from any aid agency, NGO. They got nothing. So no water delivered. So people started going thirsty very. So they were quickly on the shovels trying to find water again. So yeah, it was scary, really scary.
So many people.
We're not going to the surf today. The wind's up, so you know it's really choppy. So today we might go check out the coconut plantation and factory on another island, on the Hinako Island.
The main benefit of creating a fiberglass canoe compared to a wooden canoe is that they're lighter, cheaper, and last longer. Another project that Chana and Ruby are quite passionate about is helping make the island communities sustainable using local resources. On March 28, 2005, a few months after the Boxing Day tsunami, the island of Nias was once again hit by another earthquake. Here, Serge tells me of his story of how he came face to face with the tsunami that day.
And the light power is off because after the earthquake, and it's really dark, and we stand behind in the road, and they say, "Where's tsunami coming?" And we're running. The wave just hit us in the road and puts us in the rice field.
Wow!
With four kids, and one my sister is pregnant, and one my uncle wife.
The village was really quiet. No one was there because everyone was at the wedding, which was pretty cool. The kids were great. We were just standing off to the side and they were pushing each other to see how close they could get to us, and then yeah, we just showed them the cameras and stuff and they really liked that. And making jokes about Ryan saying he's Hagrid from Harry Potter because of his beard and stuff. That was pretty funny.
So we're here with Mike, originally from Western Australia, and he's volunteered his time out here on Asu. I suppose more involved with the resort, are you here?
Yeah. Basically running the bungalows here and been doing that since January. So. And just came over really just to help with the rehabilitation of the islands, and ended up somehow getting malaria. Long story short, got malaria, cerebral malaria, which kills you in about 5 days.
Alright.
And met with Ruby and Chana on the third day, the guys that run Leap and Holidays with Purpose, and they nursed me back to health, and we became great friends. And
so you've been here since January, was it?
Since January, yeah.
Okay, and how are you finding it so far?
It's tough. It's tough.
Quite remote.
Yeah, very remote. Yeah, you know, if we need to get anywhere soon, it takes at least 4 days to get home. That's probably the scariest thing, but it's the remoteness on the other side that's the greatest thing about the place. Okay. But what we're really concentrating on here is getting the welfare and getting the people of Asu out of poverty. And it's been achieved, and we're seeing little successes and little rays of sunshine along the way. And so the Holidays with Purpose here with the bungalows is basically people from the West coming over and spending either 10 days as a Holidays with Purpose volunteer, or coming as a straight out volunteer where they spend at least a month with us.
Okay.
And they just get involved in island life and helping the people and getting involved in the projects that are running here on a daily basis.
Absolutely. I mean, apart from the satisfaction of being able to help a community like the people here on Asu, you are sort of in a paradise.
Yes.
And you've got the surf break around the corner.
Yes.
So it's not all...
it's not all doom and gloom.
Exactly.
It's not all remoteness and, you know, struggling over here in Indo. You know, I've just found that, you know, you can send these kids to these remote areas and, yeah, sure, they have a great experience, but to keep them coming back, you know, it's great to have, you know, that trigger, like, you know, surf or snorkeling or diving or fishing or anything like that. So they have a holiday, and at the same time they're impacting others. And it's a completely different world. It's a completely different environment, and to be here and to be part of it and to be part of the local people, it's just the most eye-opening experience you can hope for.
Yeah, it is.
Cool. Cool.
Nice.
Right now, I'm a bit chilly right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Fever time.
That nothing in this life is free, but I should tell you, girl, that it's not easy. The stars, they